Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Beth Frickliffs with Insurance Agency Marketing Services, your life insurance sales director. Thanks for being with us today. I've got Leon from EquiTrust with us today. Super pumped to spend some time with you about this topic. The WealthMax bonus product was something that was such a huge topic in my career. I'm very excited to have it back. And that you can spend some time learning about what a great opportunity single premium life insurance is. Before we get started, I'm going to go through our little IAMS commercial. I can see some of you that are in attendance are brand new to IAMS, and I've got some veteran agents on here with us as well. If you are a brand new contracted agent with IAMS, we do offer a new producer bonus in the first 6 months to get you used to doing business with IAMS. The best way to do that is to be submitting business with us. The levels that you see on your screen right now are annuity level. So at the $100,000 paid business with annuities all the way up to $1 million, you can see the different options to cash out in your first 6 months of being contracted with us. How that's the same with single premium life, which we're going to be talking about today. So 100,000 of single premium life gets you to that first level, or 100,000 of FIA. In life insurance terms, that's going to be 10%. So 10,000 of target all the way up to 100,000 of target. There's cash prizes, seminars, mailers, all kinds of things to give you an incentive to do business with IAMS and make sure that you're getting the most out of all the services that we provide. IAMS is a lot like your business, and the best people that we can work with are people that you enjoy working with. So colleagues and people that you respect in the business. If you refer an agent to us to get contracted, when they do contract the first time, that's a $50 one-time bonus. We also pay commissions off all the continued business that they write. That is not a haircut off their top street level commissions. It is out of IAMS pocket. You can see the different percentages here on target life, 0.15%. Index annuity 0.20%, single premium life 0.075. We want you to be able to reinvest back into your business, and so the more that you can participate with business with us, we do reward that with marketing reimbursement. For every 100,000 of FIA, that's going to earn you $100 of marketing reimbursement. SPL, single premium life, which we're talking about today, $200 for every 100,000 of premium, and target life every 10,000 is another $200 of marketing dollars. You can choose any kind of marketing that you want to use that for, but we will be talking about our creative services that we have in-house that can be used on, and actually gets you a little bit more bang for your buck on that. Back office support here at IAMS, we are well-rounded in every aspect of supporting your business, from getting licensed with us to case design, especially on the life insurance. That can be from getting a strategy in place on how we're going to do the life insurance. It could be pre-underwriting. We have an underwriter on staff that can help us with the medical underwriting as well as financial underwriting, getting all that case design together, a game plan on how you're going to present it to the client, getting it submitted through an e-application. We've got forms at your fingertips using our website. Our case management team is going to follow you all the way through from submission until the case is getting paid. And then in addition to that, we're going to follow it on the back end with any kind of policy changes that you might have, like withdrawals, loans, any kind of service that you might need. In addition to being able to talk to the top sales experts here in the country when it comes to insurance on annuities and life insurance. And we also offer paperless contracting, which is very handy to be able to get licensed and write business right away with the companies that we can help you with your case design. Our website is IAMSinc.com. If you have not registered for that, you want to do that as soon as possible. Super easy to register. It'll tell you that it takes 24 hours to get access. Actually, it's right away. If you don't see the email to confirm it, go to your junk mail. That way you're going to have access to our sales tools, the sales resource library, which is tremendous. Lots of scripts, fact finders. There's going to be calculators on there on the life insurance side, lots of information on advanced planning, whether it's key man, business planning, charitable remainder trusts, etc. We've got our term quoter on there, our GUL quoter, final expense. You'll be able to find all the forms on our website, current life and annuity news as well. The way of the world, it has really, especially after COVID, has gone to an e-application platform. And so we have several options off of our website to do that. When it comes to annuities, our platform is Luma. It used to be Firelight. If you have written business with us in the past, you probably are familiar with Firelight. Luma does support Firelight, but the system is better in that you can do your quoting, your submission through Luma, and then it's going to be able to keep track of your business all the way through the process of getting it placed and then even after the fact. On the annuity side, we do have standalone Firelight because there are a few life insurance carriers that use the platform of Firelight for e-application. Most of our life insurance is off of iPipeline or iGo eApp solutions. Luma, you do have to register on our website to use it, and Firelight iPipeline is automatically registered as soon as you register for IAMSinc.com. Give us a call if you need help finding those on the website. And then Sunfire is the platform we use for our Medicare business. As mentioned before, we have a wonderful creative marketing service here at IAMS, from digital marketing, print marketing, anything that you can think of, and a lot of things that you can't even imagine. Our creative team is able to pull off, from as simple as logo design, websites, flyers, social media, lead vendors, etc. The great thing about our group is that they're all experienced in the financial services world, so there's a lot of legwork that is cut out immediately with their expertise and background in financial services. And just a wonderful group of people to work with. It's one of the best things that we have at IAMS is our creative services. If you have not done this before, get with one of your life marketers, your life directors, or your annuity directors to do a complimentary marketing analysis. Essentially, that's a mini business plan that involves your marketing strategy, where you're at. Maybe it's not much of anything, to where you want to go. And what we will do is plan out areas that need to be highlighted and addressed, and how to implement those over a course of time to meet the needs that you're wanting to accomplish within your business. Those, like I said, those marketing dollars go towards that. It's a great use of your marketing dollars. Again, please get with one of your directors if that's something you would like to take care of. It's a free service. Highly recommend doing it. We round out the picture with IAMS, with our IAMS Wealth Management. If you've heard it once, you've probably heard it a million times, that retention in your business is often derived by the different arms of business that you have. So if you're just a life-only producer, adding annuities into your practice, life, long-term care, disability is going to strengthen that relationship. If you're just annuities, adding the life, long-term care, disability is also going to strengthen that relationship. And wealth management is just another piece of that puzzle. It's a great way to have a more consistency and income stream throughout your business since the managed funds are paid monthly. And we deal with advisors that have been in wealth management for a very, very long time and have large books of business. We also work with agents that want to get into the wealth management side but didn't know how to do it. And our team at IAMS Wealth Management can help you with every piece of that, from passing the test and how you get into the wealth management role. Life and annuity academies, we sponsor these every year. 2024 just wrapped up. EquiTrust was with us on the last one here in September. We will be announcing dates for 2025 towards the end of this quarter. This is a great way, first of all, to meet agents all over the country, rub elbows, and see different ideas from people that are doing your business, as well. I know as an independent advisor, it can feel like you're on an island all by yourself. This is a great way to see other of your colleagues across the United States and see what's working in their business, plus the expertise of our sponsored companies for those life and annuity academies. You're going to hear advanced marketing planning, how to brand your business, macro tax planning, and so many more things. It is 100% worth the time to spend that 2.5 days with us. Please reach out to your life director or your annuity director if you want to be top of mind for those dates that will be coming up for 2025. Our trip this year is Trek to Quebec. We do it a little differently with an 18-month qualifier. So January of this year, we started that out. It will end in June of 2025. Plenty of opportunity to still meet this trip, and single premium life, like we're talking today, is an awesome way to jumpstart that and get on board to meet the trip requirements. Single premium life, life insurance, and annuities, obviously all combined with the point system for you to get on that trip. If you are not sure how to break that down monthly to get there, please talk with your directors. We can help come up with a strategy in your business to get you out to Quebec. Please follow us on LinkedIn and Facebook. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Leon. Single premium life insurance is so important. It's important whether you're a life insurance producer. It's important if you're an annuity producer. It's a simple, easy process. There's so much opportunity with this type of product, and I'm super stoked that EquiTrust has revamped this product. It has been a leader in the market for a long time. So with that, Leon, I will change over the presenter to you, and you can take off.
Awesome. So let me know if you can see.
I can see it.
Awesome. We're good to go then. Okay, great. Well, so first and foremost, Beth, thank you. I appreciate it. I always enjoy, the opportunity to present to your group. I love listening to, as you called it, the IAMS commercial. But, I think it's more than that. It really speaks to the value that you guys bring to your partners, and that includes us, right? I, really enjoy, the way that you guys go about doing things and supporting your agents, and obviously that helps us. And today I've got, what I think is, not a product, but a tool. I really do. And I know that sometimes we talk about, hey, life producer, annuity producer, certain products are more appropriate or less appropriate. I think this fits into both spaces. I'll talk a lot about that and how to position it as we go through this. But as Beth had mentioned, this is a product that we've brought back, and I use the term upgraded, improved, however you want to characterize it. It's better than it was in its previous form. I think it solves more problems, and I think the timing of it, as it relates to what's going on in the financial market, to the financial world today, from a consumer perspective, is perfect. Okay, so WealthMax Bonus Life is an index-linked life insurance product with flexible living benefits. We'll talk a lot about those. Simplified underwriting, the new longevity piece, longevity benefit, which is an income play. So this thing fits and solves a lot of problems. So, hey, look, you guys have seen this slide before. This data, right? Hey, we've got trillions of dollars changing hands over the next 20 years, and those folks are going to be looking for help. Okay. I don't know about you, but I've actually had some friends, that have inherited money, and it's almost become a burden. What do I do? How do I do it? When do I do it? How are the taxes handled? What's the most efficient way to accept those dollars? But, being on the front end of that, being the person that's transitioning it, what is the most effective way to transition those dollars to my heirs, is the first step in that process. And I think we've got a tool here to help them do that, as well as fill potential hazards that they can encounter throughout their retirement, right? Whether it's, having, chronic illness, certain long-term care issues that this can help address. And then, of course, the ever looming, do I have enough money, right? Do I have enough income, piece to the retirement space? So I think we can help fill a lot of those gaps with this product. So I look at this and I see opportunity, but opportunity is kind of abstract unless you have something that you can apply to it, right? And I think that the WealthMax Bonus Life will help with that. Some of the nuts and bolts and specifics, okay? It's a 10-year surrender period, minimum $10,000 entry from a premium perspective, a maximum $1 million face amount, single premium product, issue age 45 to 80, really healthy 12% premium bonus to get those account values off and running. It's got a return of premium feature, which I'll talk a little bit about. The accelerated death benefit rider is a huge benefit, and one of those things that I think is a problem solver. And then look, everybody hopefully on this call is a for-profit organization, so there's nothing wrong with doing what's right for the client, providing great solutions, but also making a healthy commission off of that. So right now it's a 10%. From issue age 45 to 75, and then 76 to 80 at 7%. And then this is the point where I feel like one of those guys on late night TV that are like, hey, if you order our set of steak knives in the next 20 minutes, we'll double your order. But it's not quite that, but it is an extra 1% commission through the end of the year on any application received through 12/31. So now it's 11%, 8% through the end of the year. So hey, that's and especially based on the average case that we've been seeing here in the early going, and we've had some really healthy commission payouts. So there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, especially when you're doing what's right and helping your clients. So some of you may or may not have had experience with this product in its previous form. So I do like to kind of call out what has changed. So what's the same? Hey, it's a return of premium feature was there, a single premium. It's built on an indexed whole life chassis. The accelerated death benefit rider hasn't changed, although I can argue it's become more impactful. And then the no lapse death benefit, those are all the features that it had previously. What's different or upgraded, in my opinion, the 12% premium bonus. We've got new index options that I think make the product much more nimble based on the marketplace. And then the longevity benefit and the underwriting process is a game changer. We'll talk a lot about that. When you talk about simplified underwriting, I don't know about you, but in my career, sometimes that's been a little bit of an oxymoron. But this is true simplified underwriting, makes the sales process and purchasing process a lot more smooth and customer friendly. So how does it work, right? How do we determine the coverage? So we'll get into the underwriting process, but ultimately there's really just two underwriting categories. Obviously you have male and female, then it's tobacco or non-tobacco, okay? And when I talk about the underwriting, it's a simple approved or declined underwriting. So there is no table rating or anything like that. So it's if you're approved, you're a female, male, non-tobacco, tobacco. And then it's as simple as looking at the multiplier. So you've got a 65-year-old female, non-tobacco. They get a 1.8 multiplier on their single premium. So 100,000 turns into 180. Coincidentally, that'll be the case study or example, the hypothetical scenario I show you here in a little bit. So the math is pretty easy. And this always reminds me when I get to this slide, oftentimes I'll get a request, hey, can you send these slides out so we can have them? And we don't distribute our slide decks. The good news is most of the stuff that you're going to see here that I'm going to go over, we have in the form of a one-page marketing piece. It's already approved, already ready to go. You can download it right off the microsite. So I'll touch on that as well, when we get to the kind of the tools and resources portion of the presentation. So return of premium. So look, I've always looked at this. We have other return of premium products. I've always looked at this as a really good warm and fuzzy, conversation to have with the client, right? As you know, whether you're on the annuity or life side, if someone's going to give you a large sum of money to invest, right, there's anxiety and angst with that. Hey, what if I need it, right? What if I need that in liquid form because something happened in my life that changed from today and I need to have that back? And this is a great conversation, to have to say, hey, if that happens, right, Mr. or Mr. Customer, we can get your money back. The reality is, guys, with a product like this that has a healthy premium bonus, has a really good fixed rate. It doesn't take long for the return of premium almost to become obsolete, right? Because of the growth of the account value that's surrendering it is still, it would still be the path they would go. So that's a good story to tell. But ultimately, up front, nice, simple, clean. Hey, if something happens, we can get you your money back. And we're going to talk about several liquidity options, with this product, as I go through it. But I always like to take time to call that out. There is a full disclosure, 2-year full chargeback on if something is surrendered within 2 years. So I always jokingly say it's a 2-year, 1-day return of premium, but that's my old producer voice in the back of my head talking, but I do like to call that out. But we very rarely, guys, have bad actors in this space. Once in a while we'll have an agent that tries to game the system. For the most part, we're all out there doing the best we can to do what's right for our clients. So we very rarely have an issue with that. So but the return of premium is a really nice conversation piece with the client. All right, so in today's day and age, right, if you're an agent advisor, you're talking to your clients about 2 main areas, okay? Very generally, but 2 main areas. Their money, okay? Do they have enough, right? And what kind of income options do they have? And then you're talking about variations of health insurance and health-related issues. And all 3 of these fall into those categories. And the reality is most folks, a high percentage of folks will be impacted, right? 7 out of 10 folks will have some form of long-term care need, and a very large portion of those folks have not done any planning, to solve that problem, putting their overall retirement plan at risk, right? So what can this product do to support and supplement that issue? While this is not true long-term care, it does solve some of the problems and plug some of the same holes that those issues cause, right? So our terminal illness benefit inside of the accelerated death benefit rider can be paid out as a lump sum at a 95% discount factor once the client is determined to be terminally ill, okay? The nursing care confinement and the chronic care benefit are paid in similar ways, just a little variation. So you can get up to 100% for nursing care confinement, 100% of the death benefit once they've been confined to a nursing care facility for at least 90 days. And that can be paid out over 36 monthly payments or in a one-time lump sum, 85% discount factor to the death benefit. Chronic care, similar with a little variation, 100% of the death benefit once diagnosed to be chronically ill, and that's paid out over 60 months or a 75% discount factor applied to the death benefit. So, somebody that, we'll talk about positioning, somebody that has not done, the appropriate planning in this space, and they have, some of the funding mechanisms that we're going to talk about. Well, what a way to, kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone, from a planning perspective. And then kind of the third tier to this, and this is where I oftentimes talk about that crystal ball, hey, if you know what, how long you're going to live and what the economic world is going to look like, 15, 20 years into retirement, boy, share that with me, and we can make a lot of money, right, with that crystal ball. The reality is we don't, okay? So the more layers and backstops we can apply and plan for from a retirement perspective, the better, right? We may never need them, okay, and that's great if we don't, but boy, if we do, it sure feels good to have, you know, additional levers to pull, you know, later into our retirement plan if need be. The longevity benefit is absolutely that. So this allows the client to access their death benefit in the form of income once the policy has met a couple of conditions, right? It has to be enforced for 15 years, and the client has to be at least 85 years or older, and assuming that no withdrawals, loans, or use of the accelerated death benefit rider have been made. They can access this in the form of 60 monthly payments. So we take the death benefit, divide it by 60 at that point in time, and pay them out in monthly income payments. So, you know, you've got somebody that has maybe you know, obviously their Social Security, they've got a pension, you know, they live, you know, and I'll show you an example what it looks like at age, you know, at their their life expectancy. Sorry, easy for me to say, what that looks like. But boy, you get 15 or 20 years into retirement, the cost of living is increased. And boy, we need some additional funds, right, to maintain our lifestyle. What a great fallback this would be. You know, yeah, granted, not lifetime income, but boy, at age 85 or 86 or 87, to get another 5 years of additional income and have that as a backstop, what a powerful tool that could be for a client, and obviously for you to sell to your clients. Okay, yeah, a little bit of a longer play, but again, you're talking in terms of and selling in terms of, hey, the what ifs down the road that everyone's worried about. Okay, I know I am. I'm worried about it. You know, heck, you know, we all do the best we can to plan, but for someone to tell me, hey, Leon, just in case you could have access to this down the road, well, that'd be a really, really powerful tool. Okay. What's that look like in form? So here we've got somebody that at the age death benefit, the age of 85, dividing that by 60, that's being paid out in 60 monthly payments of just shy of $4,600 or $4,700. Boy, hey, you know, for 5 years, you got another $4,700 a month, okay, to supplement your income late into retirement. Again, very powerful. Here are current crediting options. You know, so look, you know, as the annuity market, you know, as you guys know, if you're in the annuity space, is adjusting. You know, rate decreases almost daily from carriers as we react to the current interest rate environment. You know, on the life side, you know, this has given us an opportunity. I think the perfect timing to kind of go the other direction. Still got a strong 5% fixed rate. Nice caps, you know, on our point to points. One I like to call out is our new 1 year point to point performance trigger. I know that's been in the marketplace. We've added that here recently, you know, and that's just such a simple and easy strategy for clients to understand. Hey, if we win, if we're up in the market, right, in the S&P, you know, by $1, we lock in 8%. If we lose, we are, you know, that's at zero is our hero kind of conversation. I'm not sure sometimes I agree 100% with that. I like mixing or splitting this strategy with the fixed and the point to point, so we can get some of that upside, but also lock in some gain, you know, guaranteed gain. And then our S&P 500 dynamic intraday, that's getting more and more popular, you know, as interest rates adjust. So got plenty of options here to stay, you know, nimble in the marketplace, and you know, gives you a reason to meet with your client every year, right? Hey, we really need to talk about our strategy, you know, with these dollars. Let's you know, set up you know, an hour and go over your product, your annual review. And boy, every time you can get that opportunity, you guys know that's the secret sauce, right? Getting in front of people, and as their situation changes, other dollars become available. You know, it's just opportunity for you, and it's always an opportunity to ask for and uncover referrals. So I love things that give us an excuse to meet with clients, right? I talked about the flexibility in this product from a liquidity perspective. You know, there's really 5 areas where they can access their dollars. You know, so first is free withdrawals after the first year. They have up to 5% of the accumulation value per year without a surrender charge. Very common, you know, if you're in the annuity space, to have that free withdrawal provision. There's a loan provision available. We don't think this is a reason to sell the product, but it is absolutely something to talk about. You can see the declared, credited, and net interest rates there. The accelerated death benefit rider I just talked about, and I'm going to illustrate here a little more in detail, just kind of what the numbers look like. the longevity benefit, and then the return of premium. So there are lots of avenues for folks to access their dollars if they need them, many different forms, many different ways to get to those dollars, to kind of quell those, that heartburn that clients have when they give you a big check, right, to put into a product that has a surrender charge. So, as you're positioning the sale, I think that, if I have a client that's worried about that, I'd spend a lot of time talking about these things and making sure they understand, hey, if you need to get a hold of your money, we can get it, okay? From a fees perspective, so they're obviously deducted from the policy values on a monthly basis per $1,000 charged. Issue age, gender, and underwriting class are the determining factors for the first 15 years of the policy. There's a 10-month or $10 per month policy fee, and then obviously the cost of insurance charges are deducted monthly. And I don't know if you picked up on this, but on the accelerated death benefit, there is a one-time $250 fee at claim that is included as well. State approvals, we're good to go everywhere but New York. There's some state variations in the light blue states. Most of those are around the accelerated death benefit rider and or the longevity benefit. We've got a state variation one pager that's right on our agent portal. If anyone ever needed that, let me know. You can't find it, let me know. I can shoot it over. And Beth, if you want, if you don't know where that's at, I can get it to you. Really easy explainer to what the variations are. This was an easy product from an approval perspective because we already had the chassis built and approved. So we just had to obviously file some of the changes, and we were off and running. Okay, so I mentioned the underwriting process kind of being a game changer. Look, you guys know more than anybody that if clients can, and the process is truly customer friendly, you're more likely to make a sale. If the concept is good, but the process is hard, you're going to lose some sales. If the concept is good and the process is easy, that should almost exponentially impact the amount of sales that you can get, because it's quick, okay? It's simple, and you get an answer yes, no very quickly. So you don't spend a ton of time in the maybe world, right? Well, if we get approved, we'll get back to you. That's not. That is not the case here. This is a 100% non-intrusive underwriting process. Beth, you remember there used to be a phone interview, right? And anytime you have to have a client do anything, it adds, it adds some risk to the process, right? No medical exams, labs, or medical records, just a third-party medical data pool and prescription history. You get an immediate decision in 100% of cases, okay? Literally, as you're going through the process, submit the underwriting, jump into the application, start taking some of the basic information. Within typically 30 seconds to a minute, you have an underwriting decision. It's truly that instant and immediate. So the process is as you might expect, right? There is a field underwriting or pre-qualification checklist. Okay, that you guys, especially if you're in the life space, hey, in the last 10 years. Have you had X, Y, or Z? Okay, tell us more. And then there are the knockouts. Say if you've been diagnosed, things like HIV and AIDS, right? So once we go through that health checklist and we get an affirmative that look, hey, we qualify to go forward. We start I know Beth talked about the EAP avenues available. This EAP is started in Firelight on our microsite. You'll input the typical identification health information, obtain the client's signature to authorize underwriting. We'll get that almost immediate decision. Then it's just a matter of completing, signing, and submitting the app. Guys, this can be done in one session, okay? From concept to completion, it's kind of how I talk about it, in one sit down, in my opinion. If you get good at selling the concept, you have an interested client, within an hour, you can have this thing ready to go, and all we're waiting for is funding, right? So I think this is, when I say user or customer friendly, I don't just mean the actual end client, right? I mean the agent as well, right? You guys are our customer, and we want the process to be easy, simple, and quite frankly efficient, so you can get it done and get on to the next, right? Positioning this product, I've touched on this quite a bit, okay? First and foremost, I think it's a wealth transfer / accumulation vehicle with the 12% premium bonus. wealth transfer, look, I'm going to show you a case study. Someone's got 100 grand that they're going to leave. Maybe they're a CD person, or they just got some money sitting in a liquid form, a checking, savings account, money market, whatever, and they really don't have that earmark for anything other than, hey, this is my my fund just in case, or I'm going to leave this to my grandkids, kids, whoever they want to leave it to. The powers of the guarantee, how that impacts the living benefits. I'm going to show you that, and then the simplified underwriting, again, as you're positioning this. I kind of touch on these, getting up to this slide, so I don't spend a ton of time here. Funding opportunities, you guys hopefully are starting to think, hey, who's, I have agents all the time when I talk to about this, they'll say, what, I have a person in mind that this is perfect for, and I know they have some money that they really don't have, any, they're not using it for retirement. It's just kind of sitting there. We kind of use that term, dusty money, sitting in a money market, a CD, maybe a checking or savings account. Also, underperforming life policies that have cash value, right? We've got life insurance policies that are still requiring ongoing premiums, or non-qualified annuities where the client does not need the money for retirement. Okay. Lots of opportunities. If you've been doing this and you've got a large book of business, you have clients that fit one, if not more than one of these scenarios to find these dollars. Okay. So let's talk about what this looks like in a hypothetical scenario, but a very realistic one. Okay, you've got Carol. She's non-tobacco, 65. She's got $100,000 in a CD, getting 4%. She's got her main objective is to leave some money to her grandkids when she dies, but she's also worried about some health-related expenses during her lifetime, right? We talked about that. So, hey, I have this money here. My intention is to leave it to the grandkids, but what if something happens and I need it? I'm going to use that, for my health-related expenses. Well, I kind of talk about putting those dollars, to better use, or putting those dollars, kind of putting them on steroids, right? Like, how can we get more out of that $100,000? So look, what does it look like day one, right? Immediate values based on Carol's age and underwriting class, right? $180,000 in guaranteed death benefit. So she's turned that $100,000 earning 4% into $180,000 guaranteed immediately. What does it look like from the death benefit, living benefits, right? So her terminal illness benefit, now she's got $170,000, almost $171,000 in lump sum to use towards, if she's unfortunately determined to be terminally ill. Nursing care confinement, you can see almost $5,000 monthly for 3 years. You guys know that, and this is not, again, I always reiterate, this is not true long-term care. It solves some of the same problems, but the average long-term care claim is about 2.5 years, right? So to get a $5,000 monthly benefit for 3 years, there's no perfect solution, but it sure is better than nothing if Carol has no long-term care plan in place. 152, almost 153,000 available in lump sum, and you can see the chronic care. What a huge gap to fill for a client if they have not solved this problem, in a more traditional way from a long-term care perspective. And then she's got the return of premium available. She needs, I always say things go bump in the night and she needs her money back. We can get her 100 grand back to her, and she can, solve whatever problem may come up. But again, that's that feel good. Okay, what about Carol's life expectancy? Okay, Carol's life expectancy would be 89. What does the death benefit look like then? 326 and change. Look at the power that we now have in these living benefits. So as we age, right, the older we get, the more likely we are to have some of these issues, right? A $300, almost $10,000 lump sum terminal illness benefit, $9,000 a month in nursing care, and $5,400 a month in chronic care benefit. Now we're well outside of, right, we're not talking return of premium. We've got a cash surrender of almost $290,000, right? And by the way, both of these slides are in the illustration, okay? So you can show them this, right? I'm a big believer in people like pictures. They like simplicity, right? They like guarantees, and they like to see, what is that number? What would that look like if that happened to me? And these are the actual numbers, right? So you show them, hey, day one, here's what it looks like. Want to get really excited, right? Here's what it looks like, to where, actuarially, right, you're supposed to live until, so anywhere in between that, it's better than this typically, right? So it's just a good, I think, a very simple, explainer to the client that, hey, here's what this looks like down the road. And another cool thing, back to this slide where you see Carol's strategy currently is 100,000 in a CD at 4%. There's a supplement in the illustration tool that allows you to plug in what her current strategy is, and it will compare it to WealthMax and how it will perform from an illustration perspective, both guaranteed and non-guaranteed. So you can say to them, hey, here's what you're doing currently. Great, good for you. You're doing something, but hey, let's compare that to this strategy. And it's it's very clear, based on their strategy, that this is an awesome option and just solve some problems that they're not solving today. So programs it's eligible for, all of them, okay? Our tiered compensation program, eligible. Our 2025 producer incentive trip, eligible. So what a cool thing to get, in the back half of the year, a product that I think is incredibly relevant and well-timed to finish out your year strong and hit some of the goals and incentives that you want to hit and obviously take advantage of. Sales opportunities, I've talked about a lot of these, okay? So look, we really see this as a Swiss Army knife, product. I'm a baseball guy, so I use the analogy, a 5-tool player. So if I have any baseball fans on the call, you know what that means, right? They can do it all. They can hit for power, they can run, they can field, they've got a great arm, whatever you need, it can do, right? When you talk about, tax deferred death benefit, the ability to grow your cash value and accumulation, the return of premium, you name it, this thing can do it. I really feel like it plugs, again, a lot of holes for clients, and it's just, kind of that one-stop shop. I've talked about all of these, right? The strong accumulation value potential from the beginning with that 12% premium bonus. The underwriting, I just think once folks start to get, experience that, they're just going to be blown away. We've had some tremendous feedback already on how user-friendly it is, and just almost they couldn't believe that the underwriting decision was as quick as we actually told them it would be. Look, we have this on a microsite. So anything you need is on this microsite. If you go onto our agent portal, go over to the far right, you'll see a little tab that says microsites. There's two. One for our hybrid long-term care product, Bridge, which was the absolutely the way I learned that product. Everything I needed to learn it and become an expert at it was in that microsite. That was my training tool. And WealthMax Bonus Life microsite is the exact same thing. Honestly, I think it's a simpler product. But when you need to access the illustration and application, this is where you go. Start your underwriting process. This is where you go. View and utilize the marketing materials. This is where you go, right? One place makes it super easy. And again, a great tool to learn the product and FAQs and you name it, it's here. Beth, that's the WealthMax Bonus Life presentation. I don't know if I don't see where any questions have come through. There may be a couple. Maybe there's something you wanted me to reiterate, but that's it. We're super excited about this product. Hopefully you can tell. I love talking about it. I like simplicity and I like things that solve a lot of problems. And I think that this can do it. I don't care if you're an annuity producer. I don't care if you're a life producer, right? There's a place for this in your practice. There's a client in your practice right now that can use this product, right, that's appropriate for that person. So hopefully you guys can hear my passion, because I believe it's a real game changer.
Yes, awesome. And we have had quite a few submissions so far since it was introduced. And when I say it's fast, it's fast. It's not just something like people say it's fast and then it doesn't really end up being like that. Super speedy process, quick turnaround time to get it obviously approved and even get it paid. Leon, what happens if they do get a decline? Is there an underwriting team that talks or that reviews any of the declines with the automatic decline?
So no, so if they get a decline, it's declined, okay, and they know
Okay.
that. But I think part of that question though is what if they don't agree with it, right? And they're like, hey, well, for whatever reason they think, hey, that's I don't have an ailment that should decline. I should get declined for life insurance. We do have a dedicated underwriter for this product, and we will review any declination at the agent or client's request, they have to acquire the APS and that information. But if they do that, we will review it if they think that there's been an error.
Okay. And then, you know, I would say that when we're talking about single premium life, it's not about like if you're going to place the case with life insurance or annuities. It is usually dusty money, and you don't have to, you know, pick one over the other, which one's better. I see a lot of people split these cases, and they say, I don't know, are we going to die too soon? Are we going to die too late? You know, let's split the difference. But even the single premium is going to help you leverage a lot of your annuity sales just by replacing that money. Like in the example of the 100,000 CD money, if that's intended for her beneficiaries, then you can take the single premium of that amount, let's say it's $60,000, or 50 or 40, replace it with a life insurance policy in the single premium life with the EquiTrust to make that up. Like we know that that's going to the grandkids. Now it's safeguarded, and it can increase with the indexing. And then the rest of it, you can figure out how you're going to have growth and other strategies with that money using annuities. I know MIGAs don't pay a lot in commissions, so this is a great opportunity to get a better commission bump by splitting the sale. It's a better opportunity to get better trip credits with us at IAMS. If you're a new agent, it's an awesome opportunity to hit those levels with the new producer bonus, marketing dollars, and then with the added 1% bonus on the commission throughout the end of the year, that just tops it all off. And I didn't know about that longevity benefit, and I pretty much know everything. If you don't believe me, just ask me, but that's really awesome. So anything else that you would add?
No, I actually love your concept and thought process. Hey, depending on what their what their underwriting class is, age and underwriting, you know, male or female, if they're getting 1.8, 2.8, whatever it is, you know, you could place them, you could essentially replace what their current strategy is, you know, or close to it, right? Let's say, and what you were just illustrating, hey, they got 100,000 getting 4%. Well, they're going to pay tax on the 4% gain on the CD anyway, right? Well, we move that 100,000 over and we take 60 of it at 1.8, right? My math is a little fuzzy. That probably gets us pretty close to that 100,000 she wanted to leave, like the illustration that I showed. That 100,000 she wanted to leave to the grandkids. Now she has 40, but she wants to go put that into an income product or whatever she wants to do with it, right? She's protected that 100 that she wants to leave to the grandkids, and now can be a little selfish and take that 40 and go do something that backstops her retirement, whether it's income or additional accumulation.
Yeah. Great time to sell single premium life insurance at CD renewal month. Today was our tax day, everybody. So lots of opportunity to move those CD funds into single premium life insurance. Please reach out to your life insurance sales directors. Myself, I'm Beth. We've got Stefan, Paul, and John. I'm super excited to help you out. And for all those California people out there too, National Western Life reduced their guarantee on their single premium life product in California, and they don't have any living benefit. So this EquiTrust product is going to be a big deal. That's all I got. Leon, thank you so much for joining us again, and everyone have a great day.
Anytime. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.